Hi everybody, Dacob here. Welcome back to the Fashion Bunker. We are in Melbourne at the moment. I'm here for the premiere of my movie Art Lovers Unite with Vivienne Westwood. It is morning, early morn, and the birds are chirping. And we're talking luxury luggage that breaks. That breaks relatively easily, but is it worth it? Should we keep buying stuff that keeps breaking? But then again, you might ask yourself, but how does it break? Well, that's what we're going to touch base on today. But first, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already here on the tubes. Push the join button next to the subscription button. Become a member today. Gain access to extra perks. You can also join me on Patreon for extra perks. Thank you to my members and patrons who have already pledged. This video is being filmed live in front of a live virtual audience. I live stream every Saturday. And you're all welcome to join the live chats. Let's cue in the live chats for a second, shall we? Hello, darlings. Let me move to the side. Listen. TikTok again. TikTok is becoming more and more popular with delivering fashion news and fashion scandals. Isn't it fascinating how the times are changing? How the times are a-ticking? Because we're on TikTok. See what I did there? Anyway, so listen. Travel TMZ is reporting. None other than Travel TMZ are reporting about a particular passenger. I think he was flying Delta. By the way, everything I say in this video is for entertainment purposes only. Just my opinion, not rooted in truths or reality or facts. Everything's alleged. So this guy allegedly was flying with, I do believe, Delta. And he had two of those popular Louis Vuitton suitcases on wheels. Forget their name. But they have them in different sizes. You know, the monogram canvas. You pull that really huge kind of like tab on the side. And they have 4 wheels. They can be really tiny. They are cabin sized. You can buy them really big, and then they're not cabin size. But the two that he allegedly had were cabin size. He had the monogram, regular monogram, and then he had the Eclipse monogram as well. And like a trolley. Yeah, 5 heliotrope. It was like a trolley. He had those 2 little trolleys, cabin size. And basically, on the TikTok video, we see in the video a steward, like a boarding steward, fabulous sister, by the way, allegedly, but like Farrah Fawcett hair and everything. I mean, it's a guy, but like with the long curly hair. I mean, he was like, "Sir, I told you, and I'm going to tell you one last time, okay? Delta is going to take good care of your suitcases. You will not bring these suitcases on board because we are at capacity. You cannot bring your suitcase on board. You're going to have to give it up. They will give it to you after you land. And I'm going to tell you this one last time." And the hair flowing, you know. "If you do not want to do this, you're going to have to wait and take your next flight. You won't be able to fly on this flight." So the guy then says, "Yeah, okay, fine." Then cut to the guy filming how his bags arrived. You want to know how they arrived? Well, let's look together, shall we? Let me show you some pictures. All right. So this is how the suitcases are. By the way, the Farrah Fawcett inspired steward was like, you know, Delta takes good care of your bags. Delta takes good care of your bags. And if something happens to your bags, you know, Delta will take good care of you. So of course he arrived, and this is what we see. So this is the Eclipse monogram. The trolley got all busted. Then next picture, scratched on the sides. But again, the suitcase is not broken. The suitcase is fully functional. The trolley works. The wheels are still working. It's still sealed closed. It's just, you know, they threw the suitcase left and right. So let me show you the next picture. This is the regular monogram. Same suitcase. I mean, same style suitcase, but it's the second suitcase also by Louis. Here's the tag with the name. As you can see in the vaqueta leather, the vaqueta leather has been scratched, damaged. The stitching has been cut through. Let me show you the next picture. I think that's it. Well, maybe there's one more. Here you can see the corners. The vaqueta leather has also been, you know, it became dirty because, well, that's, you know, they just tossed these suitcases around. But the suitcase did survive. It's just not clean and pristine anymore because, well, that's what you do with a suitcase, right? You toss it around. It's for travel purposes. I think that's the last picture. Now we're at this point where you post a video like this on TikTok, you're going to get a huge response because people are going to have opinions about this. And this is where I want to ask you guys what you think, because, and I'm going to get to the comments on TikTok. We're going to read a couple of the comments that were posted underneath that particular TikTok video. But what are your thoughts? Like, is this okay? I mean, should you buy a luxury suitcase that's that expensive and then expect it to not get ever damaged, or expect it to never be and expect that you will never be forced to, while boarding a plane, to actually have to give it up, to check it in? Now, I don't know if this passenger was flying business, first, economy plus, I don't know. I think he was flying economy, because otherwise, if you fly business or first, they do not do that. Like a carry-on luggage, you're allowed to carry it on. Like even if the plane is full, they'll still find space and room for your luggage. If you're flying economy, you might be the unfortunate one that has to give up a suitcase. This is why, by the way, my tip, always, if you're going to bring expensive luggage, bring soft luggage. Like if it's going to be Louis, bring a keep-all. Don't bring a hard case suitcase, because those might, they might tell you, airplane too full, you got to put it down. You got to check it in. If you have a soft bag, like a keep-all, you can squish it together, you can push it together. They're less likely to say you have to give that up. And also, another great trick that works is saying you got a ton of lithium batteries on you. Those are not allowed to be checked in. So if your bag is full of lithium batteries, they're going to let you carry it on board, chances are, allegedly. So anyway, let me get to a couple of the comments. And what are your thoughts? Like, should you even contemplate buying luxury suitcases if you're flying economy? Or should you buy them anyway and then risk it? Or are there any other tricks that you could employ to not get your stuff damaged? In any case, let me read a couple of the comments underneath the TikTok video. So, one of them says, you bought Louis Vuitton luggage to fly Delta? Ha ha ha. Somebody else says, why would you even buy that and fly commercial? That was an expensive lesson, LOL. Somebody else says, Delta does not lie. If you board at a certain time, like towards the end, when half of the plane has boarded, there's no more room. Somebody says, that's just where. If you so fancy, just fly private or buy luggage in your actual price range. Ouch. Somebody else says, don't fly with 10,000 bags. Buy a TJ Maxx bag. Call it a day. The sad music is too funny. I can't. So there was also music playing on the TikTok video. Somebody else says, if you can afford Louis Vuitton, you can afford a first class ticket. Plan ahead, buddy. I don't agree with that. But anyway. Somebody else says, Louis Vuitton suitcases are meant for private jets. Oh, thank you for becoming a member, Melissa. Oh, Melissa member for 2 months, tier 1 super chat. Hello, everyone. Hi, Melissa. Thank you so much for renewing the membership. Somebody says, Louis Vuitton suitcases are meant for private jets. You should have gotten the Kohl's suitcases if you're flying coach. Oh my God, people are so happy that this guy's suitcases got destroyed. People are disgusting. You guys. The pleasure that they find when somebody else's property gets damaged, people are just vile. Somebody else says, I only fly first class with my Louis Vuitton luggage. Someone who spent that much on luggage, flying coach, ew. People are terrible. Somebody else says, if you can't afford to replace it, then don't use it. Somebody else says, the music, the drama. It's a suitcase. Somebody else says, are we not talking about the flight attendant? This is the flight attendant. You guys, you guys, this is the stewardess, darling. This is the sister, allegedly. That's that's the check-in gentleman who was like, I'm gonna tell you this one last time, but by doing it, the hair was flowing, honey, flowing. Okay, it was like it was giving us, you know, that meme of George Washington posing for the $1 bill. Okay, that's what it was giving. It was giving the gives. Um, Somebody else says designer luggage is only for private jets and or carry on in first class. No. Oh my god, these people. Oh, okay, whatever. Is this your first time flying? Somebody says. And somebody says LMAO, bruh. There's like two scratches. Like not a big deal. Somebody else says the luggage did its job. What's the problem? Somebody else says, is everything inside intact? If the answer is yes, then there's no damage. Somebody says, well, that's why you don't take expensive luggage on planes. Somebody else says, if you can't afford to buy Louis, then you can afford to buy a cover for it. Actually, that suitcase comes with a cover. That person just didn't take it with them. Those suitcases come with a cover, you guys. My $109 Samsonite be zipping by. Somebody else says, this guy posting this trying to get people on his side, but just getting laughed at. Somebody else says, there are two types of people. Those that know not to buy expensive luggage and those that find out. Somebody else says, that bag was meant for a private charter, not Delta. Somebody else says, that's not damage. That's normal travel wear and tear. So what do you guys think? I mean, to each their own, I say, but I mean, the flight attendant though, honey. Live in. Chinless, says Tina. Anichka says the LV cover is an extra, like 350. No, I think it comes with them. Expensive luggage is low-key silly to use. You're pretty much asking for it. Jane says, fluing. I'm imagining traveling with a Louis Vuitton and Ryanair like one circle of Dante's hell. It kind of is. I can share my experience, you know, with my Louis. I fly with Tabitha, my Keepall 50, and I have a little cover to protect it. And I did fly to Australia in economy, and it was painful to do, but I really wanted to go to my film premiere, and I wanted to get as many team representatives with me, and you know, flights are just so expensive at the moment, so we decided to, well, if we're going to afford coming here, we're going to do it economy. But I still had my Louis Vuitton luggage with me, and it was fine. You just got to be a little bit careful, and as I say, I think you need to take soft luggage. Don't do the expensive trolleys, hard case trolleys. Those are more at risk. Just my personal opinion. Now, for those of you who think that you should not travel economy with Louis, why not? That's silly. Look, and I'm going to tell you why it's silly, for many reasons, but a really simple reason. You buy luggage like that to last you a lifetime. I bought a Keepall to have it for many, 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 many years, my entire life if possible. So I'm being really sustainable. It's about sustainability. It's not about showing off that you have a Louis Vuitton piece of suitcase. So it's about sustainability. Flying is also not sustainable at all. So technically, the most sustainable you can get while flying is in economy, where more people sit together, rather than saying, let's spend all of this gas, all of this oil on a private jet, darling, and let's just waste all of it because I can. And I don't give two F's, two flying F's about the world, but I can afford it, darling. So I'm going to fart on the world with my private jet because I can. That's ridiculous. So for me, it's sustainable to actually buy a Keepall because it's going to last you a lifetime if you treat it nicely. And it's more sustainable to fly economy than to fly first class. So there you have it. There is a logic to this. And if you're that type of superficial person that thinks that, you gotta fly first class or forget about it hold on. Thank you so much for the super chat, Raquel's Mini.
Super chat from Raquel's Mini Luxury. Hey Dacob, happy to be here. Smiling face with hearts. For me, people are just jealous. It don't matter how much you pay. Plane tickets, it shouldn't happen. Confused face.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the super chat. And yes, and I agree with you. And this is the point. It doesn't matter how much you pay. Exactly. It should not happen point period blank. But I mean, of course, people are also right. The suitcases are there to protect the stuff inside of them. Suitcases get tossed around all the time. And don't think that first class suitcases don't get tossed around. Your carry-on suitcases, even in first class, you protect them, you take them with you as a carry-on. But the suitcases that you give up, that you check in, just because you're checking in first class, they're still not going to treat them any nicer than the suitcases in economy. They're not. Bottom line, this is the same person going to throw them all together. I mean, what are we talking about here? So anyway, I agree, Silala. So it says, fly coach with your LV. Go to Walmart with your LV. Do whatever you want with your LV. I completely agree with you. And this is why I don't agree with those comments of people saying, well, no. If you have Louis, if you can afford to buy a Louis, you can afford to fly first class. Why? And it's usually people from America making these stupid comments because everything is so money oriented, It's like you're only worth the amount of money you can spend. Can we stop that? It's so freaking annoying. Your worth is not valued by your freaking money. Stop it with the brainwashing. Seriously. Just because I can afford something, first of all, doesn't mean I want to do it. And just because, I want to do it doesn't mean I can afford it. Vice versa. It works the same way. But it's like, oh, you can afford a Louis, so you got to fly first class. Otherwise, you're not worth it. Worth what? Who are you to judge me? Excuse you. Take several seats and reconfigure your brain because you've been wired so wrong by brand marketing, by the way the system works. You're the one who's brainwashed into spending a ton of money for the stupidest reasons just because you need to prove to whoever is sitting in front of you that you can afford something. You're the one with the problem, boo-boo. Just saying. Julie says, I'm really sorry the guy's luggage got damaged, but do we need to be shaming the flight attendant for the looks on the internet when she was just doing her job? She was not just doing her job. She was shady. If you see that video, the check-in person there was pleasure there in telling a person with 2 Louis Vuitton trolleys that they have to give their trolleys away. If you read between the lines in that video, there was pleasure there. There was a subtle veneer of pleasure, which did not go down well with me. Bim Black says, check-in staff is always mean. 5 Heliotrops says, I thought Farrah Stewart was a man. Yes. Well, we don't know how they identify as. Love DIY says, Diana Ross flies economy, so if she can, I can, says Danny. And that's the best way to end it. You guys, you be the judges. You be the judges. I'm just delivering the news and, throwing a little bit of sauce in there as well. Condescension is never cool, says D. Jesus says, yeah, the comments are not it. Check-in staff is always mean. They certainly don't identify as a trolley, says 5 Heliotrope. And with that said, let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Never give up on love and subscribe.